Alright, guys. We are live. I have a cat on my desk who is taking the most difficult path to get off of the desk. Okay, there she goes, as you can see her in the background. I hope you all have been well. We're going to be continuing the MSQ today, getting a little bit further in. I know the expansion came out today, and big problem is I'm not level 100 to be doing these raids. So that means I have some growing to do, my dudes. So we will continue on. We are just under, I think, halfway through the MSQ. So I really need to start making some progress. I haven't really been slacking. It's just, it's a longer game than I anticipated. So, where are you? Oh, that's right, the role quests. There we go. Resplendent Quarter. Well, as per usual, you feel like you get through the storyline pretty quickly, and you're only like halfway through, so I want to know where the rest of the conflict comes. What do we got? Oh. I already have this. Okay. Alrighty. We will delete that. And we will delete that. And we will get rid of our tacos. The garnets, Zidane, cheer set. Sure. Okay, whatever. So what do I do with this since I already have it? I can't do anything with it. Huh. Nope, I guess it's gonna stay forever in my inventory. I guess I screwed that up. I should have made another character or something and given it to them instead. I can get up there this way, right? The new city is incredibly large. The music, nighttime music so far is probably my favorite. It has like a nice little jazzy tune to it. But, alright, Wooklamatz. What you got for me? Is that the stay away from the summoner lady? Is she, what are you up to and about? Is your back feeling better? Oh, it's healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see a smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh, there's plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshiwa. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. I sound so weird doing women's voices. All those smiling faces. Well, hello. Now you've noticed me. Sorry, Saltrus. It's just with the progress we've made through the contest, even these everyday encounters feels that much more special. Do you think we can take our time? Or maybe wander around a little first? Then we can head to that spot I was thinking of.
This is much better.
That glare, though.
I used to come here all the time when I was little. I'd look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Warkor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural? Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far.
So far, I liked the Giants probably the most.
I realize nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others.
I mean, there's a lot of people like that, so it's not a bad trait.
Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
See, that's the sort of thing I expect you to say. You wish for a world like the Yokhoi dream. Ideals are nice in theory. I don't know. You wish for a world like the Yokhoi dream?
With eternal life and no struggle or conflict, it's certainly an ideal worth striving for.
Hmm.
Who knows if we could make such a world a reality? But renouncing war and conquest seems like a good place to start.
Well, it's all about how you can persuade.
So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness. It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be.
At least he didn't do like the ha 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 like in Final Fantasy
It's hard for me to
X.
say how much I've changed since the contest began.
That would have been hilarious.
There's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies. If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me?
I chose the wrong armor to wear.
Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
You know, we haven't seen any Y'shtola. Interesting. I just thought about that today. Sleeping like a zombie. Open mouth even. Pie. No one wakes up like that. How's it going, Rain? Glad to see you in here, buddy. Here to claim your streak. Where am I going? Right here. Okay. Right, Alfino, what you got for me? You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent. I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will be soon back to the road for us. Ooh, almost as good as my weapon. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone has rested well. Now that we've had refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all the claimants as they currently stand. Zeral Jah and Koana have completed at least every feat thus far as us and hold 5 keystones apiece. Wuklamat would be equal with them but for Bakul Jaja's thievery, which has us left 1 short. That conniving braggart didn't do as much to lift a finger to the feat of proof and wreaked havoc on the feat of ice. He can't have more than 3 keystones at most. He may think that he is simple to steal in what he needs to win, but he's thoroughly mistaken. I will be taking back what is mine. This, I swear. I fear that reclaiming your keystones may not be enough. That is, if Bakul Jajaz unleashed the Vilgramander is any indication, using his lead, I anticipate he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may find ourselves being forced to take from one or another. You got your PSP to work? Sick, dude. My battery broke on that one. I need to get a new replacement one. I can't say I'd be too thrilled for that. But neither I will surrender the claim to my throne that easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. What's going on, Rotgon? Jean d'Arc might be coming to a console soon. The rest 2 keystones we require to be those the lay repast and the lay of the brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between Mamul Jaja and Shibral in the forests of Yektel, specifically near a village called Ik Brax. And that's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me when I was just a baby. Where the lay of brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga, it is said that a foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant, but little more than that. Eolzi is a similar tale. The explorer Keterim befriended a two-headed king known as Altruk before commencing his travels across Tyrol. He journeyed several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least, that's what he had commonly held belief. Your two-headed king certainly sounds like Papa. So this Keterim fellow must have come to Tuliolal. But if he has indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may have not even been built yet, vestiges of Yakuri architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said Artarch, didn't you? The Keterim must have met the Dawn Servant of Mamuk. Mamuk? Is that a city? One of the grandest in Tehral. Once upon a time, the seat of the Mamur Jah's homeland. It too lies in Yaktel, not far from Ikbrax. Then all things considered, Yaktel seems to be the obvious choice for our destination. From here, the safest method of travel is dirigible. We should make for the landing once the preparations are complete. We're riding one of Koana's balloons? They can't be any worse than ships, can they? I hope you all have been well. It's almost the end of my week. I only have one more day, and then I can actually stay up and play some games and catch up on the story. So Thursday, I think I'm going to play a lot of 14 because I really need to catch up and get into the raiding scene and all this stuff. Because if I wait too long, I won't have enough time to really raid with the people who raid frequently, and not to mention on top of all the other grinding and other stuff I have to do. But that being said, there's still a lot that I have to do, and I'm looking forward to this because I wanted to play and stream every night, but since I wouldn't have time to stream this game and another game, that's the only reason what made me decide to bring you guys in with me to Final Fantasy XIV as well, in hopes that some of you guys like it at the very least. I saw Drax is playing it right now too, but he's playing catch-up. He's also part of the Chocobo Knights, which to my understanding is like a bunch of Final Fantasy people put together. So I don't want to apply to that as much as it would be to help me like potentially grow the channel, because I don't always just play Final Fantasy. The next flight to Yaktel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Some hot air balloons. She's like hyperventilating. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yaktel? Are you ready? Bags packed and goodbyes said. No going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything. I'm just making sure that you're not nervous. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand just until I've settled my nerves? Sure. I'll be your homie. You're the nicest person I've ever met. Sultress, I'll try not to crush your hand. There she is, third promise. Wait just a moment. Oh, I forgot about Mablu. Mablu is the squeaky one. Mablu and Tobli, of course, of course. I'll wait as long as you need. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origin of Kryle's earring. Oh, is that so? You said before that it gained popularity in Yok Tyrell as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right. We tracked down the elderly merchant to whom the first sales were attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at the market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be my grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? One in Yaktel, to where it seems you are already bound. What luck! Then I shall seek the next clue once we arrive. It's more coincidence that I brought my grandfather there, or yet another discovery to look forward to. Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck for the rest of the rite. Thanks. I won't let you down. I've just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to Yaktel. What makes you say that, Rain? Did you find some of your PSP baseball games? I really hope she wins. Yaktel will test her mettle, without a doubt. The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be. The screen on my phone is bigger than the PSP. Like, PSP screen.
The hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest.
The Azure Forest.
Hell. Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named.
This is like the most tribal sounding music I've heard.
It is here, where the Shebral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
Yoktoral Yaktel. Yoktoral Yaktel. That should not have been as bad as the boat.
Are you all right?
I've never been good with heights.
For a cat, you have failed at catting. You can probably get like the entire PSP lobby or library for like $200 at like a half price books or something even.
A cenotaph.
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, You'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
Everybody's looking at
It
her.
was one time.
Is the Chagrin community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Do you like strategy games, Rain?
We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Okay. There was a game called Jeanne d'Arc, which was arguably one of my favorite games. I would say it was my favorite game on PSP. Apparently, it did so well, they're potentially going to bring it back. But it's also, if you have the physical game, it is like a $200 game. It's insane. True. I don't know. Once I'm involved in a game, like I really want to see it through. With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you keep someone in sight at all times. And they disappear. It sounds about right. So it's a pretty big place. I have a bunch of catfish guiding my ship here. This one's just chilling here. Like the PSP God of War games. I heard that I thought they remastered them and you can play them on console. Oh, hello. Necrosis. That is a disease. Or not a disease, but an action. Or a labeler. Good, everyone's accounted for. Ikbrax is up ahead. Let's be on our way. I thought they remastered them even on the PS3. As early as the PS3. Like the Chains of War or something like that. Let's see. They already have 690 stuff. Damn, they grinded shit out. Oh my god. Erenville has exaggerated about the cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we made it here without an incident. Let's not dally any longer. Uklamat's attention is divided between the perilous deep cenote and Ikbrax. Ready to head on in? I can't remember the names of the PSP ones. I thought there was one or two. Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. Hello there, mate. The third promise and her retinue, I presume. You presume right. I seek the Dawn Servant Selector. Then come join us at the Garden of Stars at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Alrighty then. Everyone? And who might that be? There is but one way to find out. Come on, let's go follow him, or let us follow him. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. Chains of Olympus was the standalone on the PSP. Ghost of Sparta, that was on PS3? Huh. I could swear they made it for a pack and they remastered all of the God of Wars up to that point and put it on one disc.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
Yeah, shut your bitch ass mouth up.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with Ligarmanda in the first place.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As a Brash Rash, I have the honor of serving as a lector on behalf of my people.
Well, that was easy enough to find him.
As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise, if you would please join us. Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Uh-oh.
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner.
Oh. Wait, so
Teams will be decided by lots. Those
there's
who
a
draw the
chance
same
that
color
2 people get
will be
knocked
paired
out.
accordingly.
Okay,
Well,
maybe I just
forbid
didn't remember
Nikola is
right.
paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red. Blue.
Ruh-roh.
On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red. Which means...
Okay.
Together again, as fate would have it.
Well, that's easy enough. I kind of figured they would go with him because the other was one. I don't feel like it would have made good
Our
story.
claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Not the one-head.
Jesus.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shibruk Pibil.
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
He has started to soften up, like, considerably.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say?
Welcome back from the break, everybody. I appreciate y'all sticking around.
If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The way she turned her head made me think, like, this bitch.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along?
Rain, it's on PS3 as well. Chains of Olympus was on PS3 as well.
We must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
You just eat it.
The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques.
Well, what even is that
Kitchens
food?
have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster. Let the feat of repast begin.
I mean, not only do the brothers there have, like, a problem with the size of their hand and, like, being able to articulate things, but, like...
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. It's a lighter wonder.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Have they ever cooked before? Huh. Well, time to be hunter-gatherers. How fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempts to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside all competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I was for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. Precisely. You mean we have an advantage in numbers? Yes. Our competition has a team of 6, the 2 claimants, Saril Jah and Bakur Jah's lackeys. Whereas we have a team of 9, that's 3 more people we can mobilize. With the task suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy. Well, we mustn't be overconfident lest we make careless mistakes that could have been easily avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Jibrul Pibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of its feats, asking for answers directly may prove far less efficiently than observing the daily habits of the Shibral people. Let us gather here once we have seen the clues in this village has to offer. So, colorful spices, eh? Number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. That one's called achiote. We mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine, but its medicinal benefits are significant as well. Well, thanks for not tipping the tea there. Fastidious fellow. The recipe for Gibral Pibil. I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hanmu Vruk himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still a brook to be had at the market. Oh, wink. What's going on, Kai? Yeah, I'm a little bit behind. I've been trying to play like an hour and a half every day, man, and I still can't catch up to you guys. Like, everyone's already finished the freaking story, grinded out the mounts, like, leveled all their stuff, man. It's ridiculous. We ought to cut our losses and head to Mamuk. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool to think he won't tan our hides for leather if we dare return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult can it be a second time? What are you looking at, Salt Liquor? Listen, just because my name is Salt doesn't mean you gotta start changing this shit. Mind your business. Yeah, dude, like, everybody's been crazy, though. Even if you haven't done the X stuff, I just got past the first trial. I've played, like, at least, like, 16 hours worth. And I know I have been streaming it, like, all the entire time, so I think having to, like, actually read it and stuff, you know, slows things down. But at the same time, like, I wish I had more time to play. I've had a couple where I just spent hours playing. An unusually colored banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Okay. Oh no, it appears I've gone and dropped my Najul. I mean, Jatika banana peel. I could barely see it for the stem issuing from my underground oven. Ah, there's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Bruh. It's so cheeky. It's low-key kind of funny. How are the fights, though? Have the fights been pretty good? Or are they, like, really annoying? I'm excited to see the X of Valgrimandar. Hey, I know this person. I feel like once I get through the MSQ and I kick off from streaming it, I think I'll get a little bit more done. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about the Gibral Pibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us directly. However, many were still preparing it as one simple staple dish, and observing of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was all too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming or denying any relation to the Gibruk Pibil. One in particular, she attributed to the common Gibraltar dishes, a chiote, she called it. I see. Then if Gibraltar Pibil is indeed a dish of ubiquitous as Alfino claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in the leaves of a runajul, or banana in certain localities. 'Twould seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what is inside those bundles, then, don't you? Ibruk, without a doubt, a sizzling slab of beef. It smelled so good I could practically taste it. The squeaky flesh of a bipedal fish. I want to choose that just because. What kind of creature is that? There seems to be more hunters than fishers here, so I think we're looking for a different meat. But I'd be keen to give it a try next time. That is not as cheeky as I had hoped. Go with beef. I think what you're smelling is what you wanted to smell. Cattle is uncommon in Yokturar and is unlikely to be an ingredient used in Gibraltar's traditional cuisine. I knew it was a brock, but I had to go with the other ones just because I had to. As expected of a dish called Gibraltar Pibil, indeed. So, to summarize, the dish is one of Ibruk, flavored with the combination of spices that include achiote and steamed underground with najul or banana leaves. I've actually heard of other dishes like that before. Given all assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. A staple cuisine is ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Thinkred and I scouted surrounding forests while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to the meat and spices. Leave it to a master gleaner. Wait, I thought they said they didn't use meat though. With that, we should divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen, which is underground. I can help prepare the kitchen. You're closest to the ground, so you would help out the best there. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. Do you, Alphino? Tell me all about your wood gathering skills. I, too, should be a glad volunteer mine aid. Then the rest of us will go gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I am happy to lead someone to a suitable Ibruk if they will perform the requested deed, Alize. As for the Najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find Najul in these parts. They only grow in Jatika, heartland forest far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. The feat encourages our communication with locals after all. Lamitia Sultris, if you would accompany me on my errand. Ah, the easy job. No better way to whet my appetite. Good. Let us be about our tasks then. Alright, Wook, let's go. Come on, let's go get those Najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Koana has the look of a man of intent. What type of statement is that? Koana has the look of a man intent of finding bananas. Let's see if there are Najul leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Urianger mentioned, might be persuaded to spare us a few. I forgot while I'm here, I need to get this. I need to get this Aether site. Man, there's so many people. All right, cheerful cook. What you got for me, dog? Give me the goods. Give me your bananas. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Najul leaves for purposes other than Gibrol Pibil. Naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forest for more. Gulmagic Grove is the source of the finest Najul leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in the city markets just can't compare. I see. I'd hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredients, then to Jatika Heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Hello there, Banana Man. Traveling there requires you to go through Tienbiek Traverse, but it has been caved in due to the recent storm, I expect. But that means we can't get to our Najul leaves. But we can, can't we? If there's no other way about procuring them, you would have suspended this feat, or at least altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruptions, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find Shibruk Pipil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. And I cannot speak today. I can't wait. Alrighty. Oops. Still, if there are no leaves here, we can't travel, and we can't travel for more. How are we supposed to gather other ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and the cultures of Tuliolal. Perhaps there is something to Shibral Pibil that we have yet to learn, something of significance other than the recipe or its ingredients. It's the paths you make along the way. Oh, I see. Like, who was the first to make it? It's history, that sort of thing. If it is Yoctel's history you're interested in, you should start with the old war. Between the Gibral and the Mamulja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know the Shibral Pibil. Huh. What does themed Ibruk have to do with the bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detail may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of the settlement ruined by the war. The village of Iyon Oso is what lies a short distance to the east. Well, I guess we're going to the village. The village of Ion Aso. Understood. Thank you so much for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. I'm so tired, I can't stop yawning. Right. Oh my god. Tomorrow I should be a little bit better because I can stay up all night if I really wanted to. The village of Ion Osa must be further ahead. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. It'd be weird considering how much we had, like, they didn't even look like they were trying to talk to people around the city. Just random holes. Even though this place was pelted, man, like, if trees this size were able to grow, there's no way that there would be that many holes, right? Oh, I can't believe it's already been an hour. This town looks a little dilapidated. Oh, that's right. This is the battlefield city, so... So this is the village of Ion Osa, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Oh, my bad. Wrong voice. Wook Evu! I didn't know you were here in Yaktel. Ha! I was picking up lumber for the Gibraltar, Gibrax, when I heard the third promise was on her way to the site deep in the historic, on the way to this site of deep historic history. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so I followed you here. Wook Evu is a shipwright who come to our aid during the feat of reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the Third Promise's retinue, I presume? For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Koana. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Koana. Now I know that's a good name, a familiar name. Where have I heard it before? Koana, the second promise of Tuliholal? To think I addressed the town servant's own son as such a common retainer. Such disrespectful cannot be excused. Please, take your gun and... Oh, come on. Not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. And right on cue. He's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about Sipral Pipil. While I am forbidden by the Gibral Rocks to divulge any information regarding its preparation, I would be happy to share what I know of Yaktel's history. We'd appreciate that. It's more than a basic sense. The conflict between the Gibral and the Mamulja was one of our land. The Mamulja lived in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet in the upper forest, the home of the Gibral. They launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. And yet, ever favors higher ground, the Gibral forces held up the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and time again. But the state of this village would attest the tide eventually turned. What about it? Something you all know too well, blessed siblings. You must understand the Mamulja were once the people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, the Buniwa, and the Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged in Gibral's battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage the infighting, Hubigo and the Buniwa leaders arranged the marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could ever have imagined. It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigo and Bunawa, both a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising to the first Autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the Autarch's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think you best have seen the results firsthand, but let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue this tale. This sounds like their dad kind of thing. Hello there, meaty man.
This is where most battles were fought between the Shabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinderfield.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
Who's there? Oh, I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, it was them. Oh, wow.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy.
It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Buff your tails and scurry off then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us.
It's weird how drastically different they develop, but they have the same people.
Affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
A bigger
That
ship.
such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then?
Y'all need to unite.
You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
Easy.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Chebral steamed Najul.
Okay.
Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
Huh.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Chebral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights.
Jesus.
So delicious was their repast.
Can you imagine eating
In
for
the
3
end,
days straight?
A peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Man, I was saying that really wrong. Shibrik Pibil.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Well, I can only hope that they win. It's probably Needle Dick, the other single-head one that's over there. Papa really did live up to his words. He traveled the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. Bananas still weigh heavily upon Koana's mind. What? Wook Evu has given us valuable insight to our origins of Shibrul Pibil. However, they are no closer to procuring the necessary Najul leaves unless... Tell me, was it historic feast commemorated in some fashion with a monument, for example? Indeed it was. Allow me to show you. Oh, neat. Neat. Here it is. Offered up by the two factions, these weapons symbolize their vows that would never again raise arms against one another. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it would only be logical that a monument like this would steer us true, especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Lamatia, Saltrus, would you help me search this area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. A sure thing. Look here, the soil has been recently overturned. I can't see anything. Oh, someone buried a box. Well, well. I would have been satisfied to only find a hint, but here there are, fresh Najul leaves. Hunmu Brook's doing, I'd wager. There's a poetry in hiding them on this battlefield, given that it was central to the war that helped end it. Heh, so he planned all of this from the start. Thank you again, Wook Evu. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It is my honor to render assistance. And, with apologies to present company, allow me to offer you my encouragement as well. Third promise, ever since I have witnessed your performance at the Feat of Reeds, I have been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All had devised solutions to the Hanu's ailing crops, but you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihihihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. In my humble opinion, no one cares for the people more than Tuli Yolal and what they can hold dear. Wow. Should you again acquire historic musings of the old shipwright, I'm ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. That's kind of ballsy to say in front of Koana like that. I cannot argue with that. We have what we need. Let us return to Ikbrax. Oh wait, maybe there's a 533 yalms to the north. Yeah, it must be like on the other side of this tree. It's interesting that there's like the machines here still. It's even further. Huh. Ah. I bet you... It's like right... Yeah, I was gonna say right there. Please tell me you'll let me through. Oh, thank God. Right. Time to get cooking. I'm glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I suspect. I hope so. I'm famished. How did everyone fare? We got the Najul leaves. Wook came along and helped us find them. Wook was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave us such an important history lesson. As she recants what they said. That Galul Jaja brought an end to the centuries of warfare surprises me a little, but to achieve said peace through a cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to the old man to find out the oddest of solutions. But how about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Yurionjer and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need. With no mention of what we needed them for, of course. And I am pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood that this forest has to offer. Spoken like a true expert. Erinville and I found our Ibruk, and we should have meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much that it was a hunter felled it down its synod trying to catch it. What part of never speak to this again to anyone did you not understand? So she fell down a hole. Okay, that's pretty goofy. I picked a good portion of the local herbs, put particular attention to the seeds that yield achiote, and I am told that the resident astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Aye, through further inquiry did I determine the ideal balance of spices. Then all that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one among us is well versed in culinary arts. I can hardly claim profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. You can leave the rest to me. Listen, I have level 90 cooking. And you, I hope, as I recall, you are an accomplished culinarian. You're damn right I am. Oh, my mouth is watering already. Without further delay, then. Well, that was short-lived music. What is this, the Martha Stewart cooking show?
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
This dude is so
At
pissed.
first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling house cat.
Bruh.
Be quiet, Bako Jaja. No one cares what you think.
Damn.
Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
We need to chop through the table. They made it in taco form.
Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Shibruk Pibil.
In taco form.
This looks amazing.
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Jabral. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then.
It looks so tiny.
In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Shibruk Bibil admirably. Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yoktel's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you.
I did all the cooking, realistically.
All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
I mean, I could down 10 tacos right now.
This is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment. Ours is also a faithful example of Shibruk Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
Bro, one clips that freaking taco, man.
I see. While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated in spice before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Shibruk Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed, they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Bro's gonna bust a freaking
It's
vein.
just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Shibruk Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
This was stupid anyway.
So that means he plans to attack. Dude's gonna try to cut.
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
Bro, I cannot wait to demolish that dude. Like, pound him into the ground.
This is delicious! The brook is so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najoli rounds out these spices is sublime.
Dude, she like reminds me of Freckles.
This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Choke on your harmony.
Come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
Yeah, dude, eating 10 tacos is...
You don't have to
It is
tell
a
me
challenge.
Twice.
Well, I'm glad that we won.
That was bliss. You've got real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, you can always be my personal chef.
No, thanks for the offer. I would rather go back into space on my spaceship.
It was palatable enough, I suppose. To you, who have successfully performed the feat of repast, I present these keystones.
Only 1 feet left.
I cannot wait for District 9 or whatever.
Well, I should get going then.
I want to know how she got tricked and like lost the fight so quickly. I know he took her axe like and just
I'm
stopped
glad
it,
that
but she has to be faster than him.
Wasn't paired with one of the others.
We can do better than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone. I forgot something important. Was there any shipwreck people left? I could really use another helping.
Oh, another one in the dust. That was so good. I am already looking forward to having shipwreck people again. Here, Saltris. Kryl made more than using enough leftover ingredients. You'll love it. I'm thinking to buy more for the road myself. Now that the feat of repast is over, the villagers should be free to offer it to us, right? That's why it was a gift. The wares are now available from the merchant. Neat. The next feat awaits, and Alfino would like you to have the road, would have you on the road as soon as possible. Seeing as we now face a penultimate objective to the right, it would be wise to travel Mamuk and undertake the feat of the Brotherhood without delay. The hell, penultimate? Wise, yes, but impossible. The Turibik Traverse, which connects the upper forest to that of Jatika Heartland, is still impassable. Is there no other route? I'm afraid not. Work to clear the path is underway, though I am hopeful we can resume our journey soon. Then let us use this time as we see fit. Let us use this time as we see fit. I, for one, would like to explore the village's surroundings. If Erenvel would oblige me with a tour. Very well. I have no other engagements. Then I will come with you, if only to prove that I am capable of keeping my footing. That should rejoice in our delay. It does afford me an opportunity to look into my grandfather's purported visit to Yoctel. That's right. Mablu did say something about the foreign mage coming here decades back, didn't she? I'll come with you. Want to join us, Sultress? I guess I have no choice in the matter. Let us reconvene here after our respective diversions. They're not just can't clear it in just like a couple hours, like. As I recall, the merchant met my grandfather in the market of Yoctel some 20 years ago. Any who reliably remember him must therefore be in the middle-aged. Let us make inquiries where we can. Alright, I think I'm going to call it here for tonight. I'm going to go check out this store. And then I'm going to call it a night. Because this seems like a good mixing spot. Let's see, I want to go check out the wares that were apparently only now just available to me. This music reminds me of like Harvest Moon or something. Gemstone trader, okay. Okay. Branch bearer fruit. Tungsten ink. Huh. Oh, that's the new crafts stuff. Okay. Neat. So if we didn't have... That's technically better gear than what I have, I guess. Both of these are better than what I have as well. So I guess that's the crafted gear I need. Dude, I look like I'm in Mad Max. Let's see. Yeah, dude, I look like I belong in Mad Max or something like that. I see. Guess I can't make everything quite yet. Whoopsie daisy. Oh wow, you can just straight up buy 655 gear. So if I'm not geared up, I don't have to get the other gear anymore. I can just straight up buy this stuff. 655 is actually pretty decent gear compared to what I got. Purchase tools are the low 610s, so. Alright, so I wonder if, what is this stuff called? We're gonna do this real quick. I want to see if any of these are worth some money and I can sell them immediately. Alright, we're gonna go back here. take a look at this market board real quick, and then I'm going to see if they are worth anything, and then I'm going to call it a night. And then tomorrow and Thursday are going to be the days that I'm really going to be able to actually like stream all day. And I think it'll be good for me to go through as much of the story here as possible. Let's see, I think the market board's over here. Yeah, there it is. I'm probably way past the range for this stuff, but I'm still going to check it out. Let's see. Oh, I hate that I can't just scroll without it. Huh. Oh, winged blade, that's why. Nah, they're 600 each. What about... Let's see. Brax hide. Okay, those are 1,500. And then last, branch bearer. Oops. Okay, so the hides are 1,500 each. Or let's just say 1,200. So let's say I do 1,200. I can buy 100 of them. That'd be 120,000 gil. It's not amazing money, but it's not that bad. All right, I'm going to call it a night there, guys. I am exhausted and I'm yawning while I'm trying to even talk to you guys. So thanks everyone who popped in. Rain, Rockon, and Kai. Thanks so much for sticking through and being in like every stream, Rodgon. I appreciate you lurking around. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow whenever I stream a little bit more of Final Fantasy XIV. Everybody else, thanks for dipping in. I appreciate you all. I'm going to try to keep this thing moving on. We're past the halfway hump and moving onward. So until then, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, morning, second breakfast, and whatever you guys got going on. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.